Well, it's actually Valerie.
Okay. Hi, Valerie.
You certainly have my permission.
Okay, I know you're gonna send it to me, but I think you all have to click on something under maybe by my participant name. I'm gathering you have to click on something to give me permission.
It might be under the Christmas tree.
All right, I'm checking on that right now, Dr. Shaw McEwen.
Thank you.
We are, we've only been introduced to Zoom since March.
I understand.
We're still on that learning curve.
Me too.
Exactly what you mean. I'm going through the same thing.
It's a new world.
All right, Dr. Shaw McEwen, I did just enable you to allow you to record, so let me know if that looks okay on your end.
It sure does.
All right, thank you for pointing that out.
So now we know something new, Valerie.
That's right, you learn something every day, right?
Something new every day.
Now I'll have both yours and mine, so surely I'll have everything my aunts need.
Well, hello there. I see more people joining in. I know Valerie is letting the group in. Valerie, how many do we have so far?
Hundreds and hundreds. Looks like about 30.
30, okay. So we have about 46 folks, so a few more to let in. So we'll wait another couple minutes. It's 2:02, so we'll wait a couple more minutes to see who else will be joining us today.
May I have permission to eat my lunch while we're on here?
Absolutely, but only if you brought enough to share.
Well, it's cream of wheat, so it's not very interesting.
Many people should have gotten a mug. Did you get a coffee mug in the mail?
Oh, yes, thank you. They're lovely. I don't have Christmas cookies to share, sorry.
Well, I just had 3 Christmas cookies for my lunch, thanks to our break room. So
Waiting to get started.
you're much healthier, Ms. Schaefer.
So if you RSVP'd early, we did send out some coffee mugs with some Starbucks coffee to enjoy while you're participating in this presentation.
Oh, wow. I didn't.
And if you did not
missed that.
receive a mug, let us know and we'll make sure we get a mug out to you.
I'm going to run to the mailbox right now.
Oh, there you go.
I just came back from my mailbox, so I know I didn't get one, and I doubt that my 2 aunts did either.
We probably, well, I'm not sure, Valerie will follow up with that, and whoever attends this meeting and did not receive a mug, send us a message so that we know, and then we'll make sure you get one.
Absolutely. Well, everyone, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. If some more folks join us along the way, we'll let them in, but we don't want to hold you up. We certainly appreciate your time. My name is Valerie Mangrum. I work here at the Heritage at Brentwood in the marketing department as the marketing assistant and move-in coordinator. My responsibilities day to day are supporting our marketing staff, but also working with our newest residents as they complete the move-in process and helping them make that transition from their home to their new home here at the Heritage, and helping that part of the process be as seamless and painless as possible for them. So I just want to thank you all for being here today. We know, especially at this time of year, you are being tugged in many different directions, and we certainly appreciate your time and your interest in the Heritage. And we can't wait to share lots of good information, answer any questions you may have, and introduce you to the team. Speaking of that, at this point, I would like to turn it over to Judy Good. Judy is our Director of Marketing here at the Heritage. She's been here for over 11 years. She has over 25 years in the senior living industry. She's a wealth of knowledge, and she's so excited to meet each of you today. Judy?
Thank you so much, Valerie. Valerie is an amazing team member. She is the glue that keeps us together. She knows all the details, and if we don't know the details, she figures it out for us. Thank you so much. Valerie is implemental in getting this program together for us. She has done a couple of dry runs with us the last few days, and I wasn't even here yesterday for the first one. So we did a dry run just before we opened up the meeting to everyone. So welcome. You know, last year at this time, we did have a showcase of homes, and we had about 45 people here in the community. We had a bus tour, we had hot cider and hot cocoa, and it was just a very bustling event here in the community. So this year looks a little bit different due to COVID, and we're trying out new things. And I knew, you know, the last probably 4 years that I've been here, we've had a showcase of homes. And so I wanted to continue in that, in the spirit of the holiday, to have that out in the public. So I'm glad that you can join us today to see a little glimpse of the community. One thing that is important today is that you won't see the full story. You know, just in light of time and technology, we weren't able to showcase the full scope of the community. Unfortunately, during COVID, we're not able to get you into the community, but we are happy to set a personal virtual tour with you where we will take you along a walk personally with us through the community and be able to stop and pause at different parts of the community and address any questions and need to know information. And to do that, just message us in the chat bar. And if you highlight or hover over the bottom of your screen, you will see many icons, and one of them is a little bubble with a chat. And if you hit that, you will have a screen that opens up, a window that opens up where you can ask us questions. If you'd like to set up a personal virtual tour, which will give you more information and really see more of the community, please let us know that in that chat button, and we'll reach out to you to set a time to do that with you. Outside of that, if you'd like to meet with us personally, we have a building outside of the Heritage called Winfield. It's not within the community, it's just outside the community, and we're happy to meet with you. Unfortunately, until you get to the point of really close to moving in, we are unable to get you into the community, but at that time, we will be able to get you into the community to look at the places that you would be most interested in. Saying that, I just wanted to go on to the next screen and just go over today's agenda. Today, we're going to be hearing from a few people. We're going to be hearing from Stephen Williams. I don't know if you could see him, he could wave. He's the residency counselor here. Steve Havis is another residency counselor. He's going to sit back today and listen. And then Susan Leathers is our PR partner, and she is going to also talk today. And the subjects, we're going to talk a few subjects because I know that you really want to see the videos, but it's important to get a little base understanding about the Heritage. We're going to talk about who we are. We're going to talk a little bit about the benefits of living here at the Heritage, the type of community that the Heritage is within the world of senior living. If you're navigating that now, you know that there's all kinds of different types of communities out there, and we're going to sort of unpack that a little bit for you. Talk a little bit about the lifestyle and what we've been doing here during COVID, a short cost comparison, and then the video tour of the community, as well as 2 apartments we have in the Redbud building. Right now, I'm just going to see if there's any immediate questions now. No questions. And I just want to turn it over to Stephen Williams. Stephen's going to talk a little bit, and then when he does a screen, after he's done with the screen, he'll look at the chat button to see if you have any questions. Stephen?
Thank you, Judy. And I just want to again say thank you to everyone for joining us. I see a lot of familiar faces, and you know, sadly with COVID, things have changed for everyone this year, but we're still able to do this and still able to communicate and educate. And so wherever you are on this journey, we're just excited to continue to join that with you, and hopefully, as I say, sometimes plant some seeds and continue the baby steps, as you will, along the journey to joining us hopefully one day here at the Heritage. So as Judy mentioned, feel free to ask any questions at the bottom. I'm going to try and kind of periodically glance at that, as Judy will, and Valerie and Susan will as well, because we want to make sure that we answer your questions. But initially, I just want to share a little bit, as you see on this first slide. So the Heritage, if you're familiar with the Heritage at all, you know that we do have local partners that have about 83% ownership in the community. John Cooper and company, if you will, have an 83% ownership stake. They've been with the community from the very beginning. We are 14 years old now, and we finished our final phase last year. So we're excited that it's all complete now. And then LCS, as you also see on this slide, Life Care Services, is also our managing partner. So LCS owns 17% and then also manages this community. So those of you who live maybe in other parts of the country or have visited or looked at other communities around the country, you may have visited an LCS community because we have about 150 plus LCS communities that are managed by LCS around the country, from California to New York to Florida, and basically all parts in between. Most states would have an LCS managed community. So we have a large footprint. So it's nice to have that footprint. And we enjoyed that we do have the local partners plus the national management partner as well. So any questions? I'll just pause a little bit. It looks like no questions yet. So we're going to go into the next slide, briefly talking about our principles, of course, serving our clients first and foremost, being very transparent. It's important to us for you to know that we want to share with you all the intricacies and details that you want as you're trying to make your decisions. So that's pricing and floor plans and residency agreements and contracts, all of those things really, if you will, kind of the nuts and bolts of understanding what this is, because it's such a huge decision. And so I never really shy away from the fact that this is one of the larger decisions you will ever make. And so you've got to have all these resources at your fingertips to make sure that you're making that true best decision for yourself. Even it comes down to sometimes when you're looking at other places, we share our thoughts and ideas about other communities with you if you want that. So being transparent and honest is important to us. Maintaining a long-term perspective, as we mentioned, we've been here for 14 years. This is a long-term perspective. Being diligent and persevering in our efforts with our clients like yourself, with our residents, with our team members here, our employees. So all of this kind of fits together, if you will, as a nice puzzle. And then being interconnected with our other partners in other parts of the country. Some of the places that we manage are able to share their best practices and ideas with us, as in turn we do the same for them. So it's a nice synergy, if you will, of communities that we can kind of share, and we're not on an island. So those are things that are very important to us. Any questions so far? Not so far. We should probably give an award to the first question that we get.
They get a mug.
We might get some quick questions that way, but we're not quite into the bread and butter yet of questions, I'm sure. So the next slide you'll see kind of discovering the benefits of life care. So briefly, I'm going to highlight a few things on this slide. As you're looking at this, you may have some questions that come to your mind. If you do, please ask that. But speaking really towards the welcoming community aspect. So our community does a really good job, in my opinion, initially, of trying to engage our new residents. As you might imagine, when you move into any community, there's some anxiety, there's some newness, there's trying to meet people and trying to really kind of get comfortable with who these people are, what this place is about. So the welcoming community aspect would be our welcoming committee. So we have a committee made up of residents. They're really tasked with trying to really get these new residents, get a new resident involved in the community, kind of partnering with you as a new resident to help you have someone to go eat with, maybe in the dining room, or have someone to ask questions of. So that's very important to us here to really kind of get you involved initially. We also have our staff, if you will, our directors are charged with making phone calls to new residents to really kind of help you get to know the people that are going to be assisting you living here at the Heritage. That would be our director of housekeeping, our facilities director, our food and beverage director, for instance. All of these people would be trying to build a relationship with you as a new resident so you can get comfortable and used to this place. So that's part of what we do here to try to make you feel comfortable. The amenities part of it, so as you kind of see another bullet here, so some of the amenities, just if you will, that are top of mind would be there are areas for gardening. There's a brand new pool that we built last year. there's a creative arts studio. We're very excited about the creative arts studio that we have now because it's open 24 hours a day. I guess someone could literally go in there at midnight if they want to go in and paint or draw or be creative. We've got tools and supplies there for you at all times. And then we have someone here that's our artist. She is on staff and she is part of our community life services team, but she does classes and things of that nature throughout the week. So she really tries to get our creative juices flowing with our residents. We have 2 restaurants on site plus 2 bars. Of course, with COVID, there are quite a few restrictions right now with our dining. We're probably going to answer that a little bit later in the presentation, but those are there for our residents. We do have a Poplar Hall auditorium. Our fitness center is open currently. We're still doing fitness classes. We're still doing all of the things fitness related. Our pool is open for our residents. So residents are swimming and still participating in group classes in our fitness center. And then of course we have a woodworking shop. So those are just a few things that I would just highlight as far as an amenities feature, because I think part of it sometimes people start thinking about this move and they think, well, this is the life that I'm enjoying right now in my home, in my independent life. And then I'm going to transition to the heritage and I may have to give up some of these things. And truly what I find people doing is not only being able to transition and continue doing these things, but they pick up on new things and they meet new people and they ride bikes with a group of guys that are now kind of biking throughout the community and around other parts of Brentwood. So not only are you kind of enhancing what you already have, I think you're really kind of growing in some things that maybe you haven't even thought about. So those are some things that I would mention. And then social events. So things like ladies book clubs, a handcrafters group, creativity classes. We have something called casual putting on the putting green throughout the week. If you've seen me putt, it's never casual and it's sometimes not that much fun, but I think this group really enjoys the casual putting because there's drinks involved. They have social activities out there. So it's a lot of fun for those residents to get to know people. So I think at least what I'm trying to articulate for you is there are activities, but the social part of it is really important and key for you as a new resident, if you will, and a resident who's lived here for 14 years to continue to get to know and engage within the community. One thing too that I want to make sure I mention, that some of the pictures and videos and slides that you see were kind of enhanced by our resident activity committee. So we have residents here that help our activities group decorate the community and decorate the things that you see. So that kind of gives them a way to give back, if you will, within the community to help us decorate. So I think we have a question. Let me click on that. Okay, so the question is, since we are in many states, is it possible to stay in another place for a short while? So they have children in Florida. Really good question. The answer that I'm going to give you is probably not what you're looking for. Sadly, all of our communities are sort of have this local ownership presence. And so to be able to transition and live, if you will, within our different communities, that gets a little bit complicated. So the short answer would be no. However, a few years ago, and we've not adopted this again, but a few years ago, we did allow for residents to do some short-term stays with our sister communities and other parts of the community using what I would call their guest suites. Now, again, that happened in the past. Maybe it would happen in the future. With COVID, of course, none of that is happening right now. But I think the question really kind of is asking, can you live here and maybe short-term go to another part of the country and visit family for maybe a shorter, longer term? That gets a little bit complicated. Judy, I don't know if you want to speak any more to that, but I would say no to that.
That is correct, Stephen. However, if you're going to visit another community and you'd like to learn about another community while you live here in the Heritage, say, you had a child who moved to Arizona and you wanted to visit our sister community, Sagewood in Arizona, to maybe perhaps move there. There is a trial stay program, but that is even during COVID has been paused. So, but just to visit a family member in another state, because each community is an individually owned entity, it's I don't want to say it's impossible. It's complicated.
Mhm. Any other questions before we move on to the next? Everyone, as you can see at this point, you are muted. But I think probably at the end, if we have time, we will probably maybe unmute, and that may be even fun. We can all kind of
It'll be fun.
ask some questions as a larger group and kind of have more of a big dialogue. But right now, it's just easier to do that. So I'm going to hand it to Judy at this point, and
Thank
she's
you,
going to talk
Stephen.
a little bit more about types of communities.
So in light of the time constraint we have today, and knowing that all of you would like to see the decorations in the community, I do want to just briefly talk about the type of community that the Heritage at Brentwood would fall under. Under types of senior living communities, basically there are 4 different categories, a type A, B, C, and D. And the Heritage is what is called a type A life care community. It is top of the line. It is the type of community that has the most amenities and most comprehensive services. The Heritage is the only community in Williamson County where you will need to move in when you're independent. And then if you needed up to and including nursing home care, hospice care, palliative care, that is all available here at the Heritage at Brentwood. So you don't have to worry about when your needs increase to find another place, as in other communities in Williamson County would require you to do. Here at the Heritage, you have that assurance and that peace of mind of knowing that regardless of the level of care that you might need, it is available here in the community. And not only is the health center, the long-term care area, able to provide long-term care services, our goal is truly to keep you independent in your apartment or villa. And there are many services that you can coordinate to come into your apartment or villa so that you can remain independent for a longer period of time. And one of the grand features of the Heritage is our Healthcare Navigator program. And we have Kathy Jokey, who is our Healthcare Navigator. She actually has been here at the Heritage longer than me. She's been here 14 years. And she is the person that would help you navigate any changes that you may have while you live here in the community and be able to put those services in place for you so that you can remain independent. And if you can no longer remain independent, make sure that the timeline for you to transition over to long-term care is within your timeline. She works with family members. She works with your anybody who you would need to be a part of this decision for you. She works with them. Other services that we have here at the Heritage, we do have a medical clinic. The Williamson Health Center, Williamson Medical Group operates a clinic here on campus Monday through Friday. We have a medical director and 2 nurse practitioners right now working that clinic for us. And again, that clinic is part of the Williamson Medical Group, the Vanderbilt Walk-in Clinic system, but it is exclusively for the residents of the Heritage and as well as the employees of the Heritage. Another part of the community, we have short-term rehab. So if you do have new equipment needs like shoulders, knees, hips, and all that good stuff, we do have a rehabilitation group on campus providing those services for you inpatient in the health center, or if you needed that outpatient, that service is available to you here as well. So in addition to all the wonderful lifestyle features of the community and the active life features of the community, you also have all of the services available to you to remain independent in your apartment or villa, as well as long-term care services if you permanently move over to Summerfield. There is an entrance payment. The entrance payment allows you to navigate through the community and be able to use all of these services. And once you ultimately leave the community, you have an up to 90% refund on that initial entrance payment. If you're in an apartment, it's a 90% refund. If you're in a villa, it is an 80% refund. And when you set a personal appointment with us, we can go over the specifics of that as well, or in a follow-up email. There is also a monthly fee. The monthly fee is what covers the cost of living here. It covers all those amenities, it covers all your utilities, and it covers pretty much everything, even a meal plan, a spend down meal plan, a monthly spend down meal plan, which is good for food and beverage, and the grocery program, which we currently have here at Heritage. The monthly fee also covers a enclosed parking spot. If you're an apartment, you do have a secure private parking spot in the underground parking garage assigned to you. And there is also an additional storage area, which I know when everybody comes from a large home and downsizing, storage is always one of those tremendous challenges. And you do get a little storage here as well. So I'm going to look at the questions here and see if there are any questions.
Hey, Judy.
Into the full screen.
So the full screen question, and this is to everyone, if you look to the right of your screen and you click on speaker view, it will take you to just the person speaking, I believe. And then if you click on gallery view, it will just put everyone into the gallery.
So I leave the technology to someone else. Okay, let's see if there's another question here. All right. Well, again, to learn more about the types of communities here at the Heritage, just send us a message and we'll be able to unpack that a little bit more for you. I am now going to turn it over to Susan Leathers, our PR partner.
Thanks and welcome everybody. I think I've got Judy and Kathy maybe beat in a really unusual way, but I covered the groundbreaking of the Heritage probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I had several church friends who were among those first residents, and I kind of fell in love with it. And so I covered the Heritage for years. And then about 4 years ago, I started employee relationship, and now I am doing PR, which is really more my love and what I do best. So I just wanted to share some stories. One of the things I do in my PR role is I write stories and I shoot videos of our residents and a lot of the activities here. And it's just a great way to get a feel for the lifestyle. If you haven't been able to visit us on campus, especially because of the pandemic, I welcome all of you to go to our social media channels, Facebook especially. We have a page, The Heritage at Brentwood. We also have a presence on Instagram, and we're building back our Twitter and YouTube, but we're not quite there yet. So you might want to stick with Facebook and Instagram for now. But usually several times during the week, we post brand new videos that are either interviews with residents or slideshows of the activities, and it'll just give you a great feel for what goes on here on a regular basis. I also want to share that because I know so many of the residents personally, that almost to a person, what I hear most often is, I should have done this sooner. I should have done this sooner. And we recently had a couple move into the community who actually wrote a book on active aging. We're going to have a column on that in the Williamson Herald either this week or next, but they're just a delightful couple. But that's the number one thing that they talk about in the book. It's one of the five principles of aging, but they say if you're going to move into a place like this, move before you have to. Come and get a community, and a community that can see you through all phases of living in a place like this, in a life care community. You know, our residents, if you're wondering about ages, especially with the opening of the Redbud community, we have people in their late 60s all the way up to 100 in independent living. And it's amazing to see all the different ages interact. But we have people who are still working. They still have careers, but they have chosen to live here for the lock and go lifestyle. We have a couple who have 5 grandchildren who either play college or pro sports. And they, well, not this year, sadly, but they are constantly on the road. And so they gave up their big Brentwood house and have loved living here. So I just, if you're thinking about it, I would just say, don't think too long. It's about acting. And I'll be honest, I know one person at the Heritage who is not happy. And Judy can tell you how many residents we have. And that person will say, my children made me move. She's not going to be happy no matter what. And there are going to be people like that. But I've worked here for 4 years and I know one person who's not happy. So, and nobody's happy all the time, but this is, in general. So the lifestyle is great. You're going to find friends. We have people from all over the country. There's just a lot to do. You can be as active as you want or as private as you want. It truly is independent living, but it's like independent living with all of the best amenities to make, your retirement years as full as they can be. So we just look forward to seeing you here, and check out our social media. Thanks.
Thank you, Susan. Yes, it's important to get more of a perspective on the Heritage. The website is very good and has good content and also has videos and photos, but our social media is up to date, even daily information as to what is going on in the community. Facebook is the Heritage at Brentwood, and everything gets posted quickly on Facebook and then follows up on Instagram. And again, Instagram will be the Heritage at Brentwood. So look at, to really get the understanding of the personality of the Heritage at Brentwood, look at all three. Look at the website, the Heritage at Brentwood, theheritagelcs.com, and look at Facebook and Instagram, the Heritage at Brentwood. Thank you so much, Susan. Susan has been, an amazing partner here in the Heritage. And I think the groundbreaking for the Heritage was in 2004. I think it was 2004. So Susan Leathers has been a part of the Heritage since 2004, 16 years. So thank you so much, Susan, for your commitment. And I know how much she loves the community.
And some of my friends who moved in were the first people who moved in are still here. So yes. That's pretty amazing too. And I still have 2 more years, I think. And then I tell my husband that we're moving in.
Yeah,
he might come with me.
So there's 3 criteria to move into the Heritage. So I'm going to tell your age now, Susan. One person has to be at least 62 years or older. You have to be capable of independent living when you come into the community. And again, when we meet with you on a personal level, we'll unpack that a little bit more to explain to you what that means, being capable of independent living. You do have to pass a memory health assessment, and we also make sure that it's a good financial fit for you. So to learn more about that, just let me know. And Stephen, myself, or Steve Havis will contact you and follow up with you. So what the big question is, how much does it cost to live at the Heritage? Well, many of you already know that. Many of you have already gotten a price sheet. If you haven't gotten a price sheet, we're happy to send you out a brochure with the price sheet. However, that will change as of January 1st. All of the entrance payments most of the entrance payments will be going up, except for 2 different categories. And the monthly fee, well, I've been doing this since 1995. I haven't found a community in any state in this country that the monthly fee did not go up every year. So monthly fees do go up every year in the Heritage. This year, it is going up 3.75%. And we'll happily give you those details in a follow-up. So this screen that we're going to talk about a little bit is just an understanding of the cost savings of moving to the Heritage at Brentwood. If you look onto the right side where it states living in a house, this example will show you if you needed nursing home care in your current home. say you have a house, you have it paid off already, but you still have your costs of real estate taxes, homeowners insurance, lawn maintenance, gutter cleaning, hot water heater replacement, painting, window cleaning, all the maintenance that comes along with maintaining a home. I put that number in there as 1,500. You can put your own personal number in there and work these numbers out based on your personal costs. But if you're living in your home, which you are right now, and you need a nursing home, what are you going to do? You're going to get a nursing home. You're going to find a nursing home. You're going to find whatever's available at that time. You're not going to have much choice because you're in a crisis situation, and you're going to go wherever is available. And say that you're able to find a private room in a nursing home. That cost in Middle Tennessee, whether it's Williamson County, Rutherford County, Davidson County, I don't know if anybody's up there in the Mount Juliet area. If you're going to be going to a 5-star rated nursing home and get a private room, you will be paying close to $12,000 a month for that. So when you combine that with your current costs of the home you live in now, it's quite a lot of money. And then, of course, if you're in a nursing home, you will need to figure out how to sell that house that you're no longer living in. So it's not the ideal circumstance to wait until you need a nursing home to move to a nursing home, because typically that circumstance is a surprise and making a decision under duress, which is not the best way to make decisions, in my opinion. So when you look at this chart and you're looking at the left side, if you move to the Heritage, you will get the Life Care Plan. The Life Care Plan stabilizes your monthly fee regardless of the level of care you're needing. We call that the continuum of care. So when you live in the Heritage, you will have an entrance payment, which has a refundable amount associated with it, and you will have a recurring monthly fee. In this particular example, it's a Davidson 2 apartment, and we'll see what that is, what that looks like in the following video. And the monthly fee for that is $4,930. If you needed nursing home care, you will have a private room waiting for you, and you will talk with Kathy Jokey, our healthcare navigator. She will discuss the circumstance with your family and your physician. And then you will move from your apartment or your villa to Summerfield in a private room in a 5-star rated community and get exceptional care. And your monthly fee will only increase $740 instead of $12,000. So the savings is amazing. Truly, it's amazing. And you can have the potential in a 36-month stay. 36 months is the amount that the CDC states that the average person stays in a nursing home. You can save up to $272,000 or over $272,000, huge cost savings. So this is just a little example of the cost savings of moving to the Heritage. And I don't see any questions. So what I'm going to do, no further ado, I am going to turn it over now to Miss Valerie Mengrum, and she is going to show you that Davidson apartment. And then we're also going to see a Franklin apartment. And then we're also going to see the community, and then we'll open up the floor for questions. So this is the Davidson 201, the E201. Now this apartment is, the entrance payment for this apartment is $602,700, $602,700. And the, right now, if you were interested in this particular apartment and place a deposit before the end of the year, before December 31st, you could save 10% on that entrance payment. So that would be a $60,000 savings. The monthly fee on this apartment for 2021, since we're so close, I'll give you that number, is $5,115. If you have a second person living with you, that would be an additional $1,700. So navigating through this, that's the master bathroom. And there is a washer and dryer in every residence. And then you're coming back to look at the living and dining areas. And what is really nice about this particular apartment is that it is an end corner apartment. So you do get that bright sunshine. There's a little bit of joy there. And this is a new apartment that has not been lived in yet. We do have it staged with furniture. Of course, that furniture comes out for whoever moves into the apartment. And it has just a nice big open area, a galley kitchen, a beautiful balcony. I'm sorry, it's a little glitchy on my end. I'm not sure if it is on yours. And the view is a courtyard view. And you can see with the leaves down the expansive courtyard that we have. This is a second floor, so there would be a floor above it. And you can see the decor we have. Going into the kitchen, we have shaker style cabinets in a nutmeg finish and granite countertops. The full appliance package is here. We provide the appliances, maintain the appliances as well. If anything needs repair or replacement, we take care of that for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And there's a little bit of holiday fare. Coming back into the hallway and back into the living area, we're transitioning now over to the second bedroom. This bedroom is set up with a twin bed. A full double bed or a queen bed can fit in here as well with a dresser. And we just thought a day bed would look really nice here. There is a walk-in closet in this bedroom as well. And what is nice about this particular apartment is, and the other one that's coming up, is that you have a walk-through second bathroom. The second bathroom does have a tub with a shower, single sink commode, and then you have access to the front entrance as well. And there's a coat closet there and the front door. So that is the Davidson 2 floor plan with a little bit decorated for the holiday season. Thank you so much, Valerie. And she's going to be queuing up the Franklin floor plan, which is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath as well, just a little bit bigger. It has 1,276 square feet. And the next apartment, the Franklin 2, is $634,100. And the monthly fee there would be $5,181. And again, the next apartment also has an incentive. If you place a deposit before the end of the year, there is a 10% off of that entrance payment. So here we are. This
Hey,
is
Judy.
113. Yes.
I was just going to say briefly, I know some people, it looks like maybe writing, when Valerie sends this presentation out, she can also maybe send a price list updated for 2021. You may have already said that, but I know people are scratching down as you're saying that, so that may help people, that they can get a 2021 price list as well.
Absolutely. So we will follow up. What we should do, Valerie, is just when we do the follow-up email, just include that price sheet for 2021 so that you can see the price ranges for the different places. Now, not everything's available. You'll have to contact us to discuss what is available and the timeline for that. So there's a question here. Most of the apartments and villas can be customized with different flooring, moldings, paint, different styles, color of cabinets, etc. They definitely are not cookie cutter. So these apartments are have carpet and tile floors. You can repaint, you can change out flooring. These, the cabinetry and all of that, hopefully you'll like that. If not, if you wanted to come in and change out the cabinets and change out the appliances, you actually can do that. It would be on your nickel, but you can do most modifications that you would desire. The other thing, again, that I'd like to just reiterate is that entrance payment you pay for the apartments, 90% goes back to your estate. Are there walk-in showers as well? Yes, there are walk-in showers. The closets, these are pre-recorded videos, but Richard, we can set a time and walk you through one of these apartments and show you the closets. The closets we've actually used as storage because they're models. So I actually made the executive decision not to video them, but we're happy to take you in them on a virtual tour and show you what those closets look like. So here we are going into the Franklin apartment. And this apartment, again, is a little different design. It is an interior corner, so there's a lot of walls here. If you are someone who likes your dining room suite, this one has a dining room that can accommodate a dining room suite. The kitchen is bigger here. You can fit a table in the kitchen. And again, you can see the cabinetry. It's a similar style cabinetry with different door pulls on it, different type of granite countertop. Pass through into the dining area and coming back to the front end, to the front foyer. That door that you see behind the entry door is a door to the second bathroom. Again, the dining room here, you have plenty of space to place a server, a china cabinet, and a table. We elected just for the model to put a smaller scale furniture. Master bedroom, you do have space for a king size bed. There's Santa riding his reindeer. And you can fit, that's a queen size bed with 2 nightstands, but you can fit a king size. That door that's closed is the walk-in closet. We will go into this bathroom and show you the walk-in shower. There was a question about walk-in showers. All master bathrooms do have walk-in showers. I would say the majority of them do look like this, where you have a seated area, grab bars, and glass doors. You saw a little red hue in the ceiling. That was the heat lamp. Every main bathroom does have a heat lamp. So the main bathroom as well as the guest bathroom do have heat lamps in them as well. The Franklin floor plan has a small deck if you're on the 2nd or 3rd floor, but on the 1st floor, you will see this large deck. And there's 3 apartments that have this large patio and only 3 in the community. So that is the largest patio that you will find in the community. All the apartments do have large walk-in closets. The ceilings are 9 feet tall. Some of the villa ceilings are vaulted and much higher. The 2nd bedroom here does have a huge walk-in closet. We set this up as an office. What I find is that many folks that move to the community will set their 2nd bedroom up as an office or maybe even a den, maybe put a pull-out couch. This will accommodate a queen bedroom. The 2nd bathroom does have a tub shower. Now, not all 2nd bathrooms have a tub shower. Some of them are walk-in showers as well. It just depends on what's available at the time. Ceramic tile floor. To the left, that louvered door does lead to the washer and dryer. Every place in the community, you do have your own private washer and dryer. So that's the Franklin floor plan. And again, these are the middle of the road apartments, meaning that they're about 1,200 square feet. We have apartments as small as 721 square feet, which would be, I know I have one available right now, and that would be a Bedford in the Dogwood building. That entrance payment is $313,400. And the monthly fee on that one is $4,489. So that's our smallest apartment. And then apartments go all the way up to about 2,000 square foot. And the villas start at about 1,500 square feet and go all the way up to about 2,200 square feet. And they have a variety of different floor plans as well. So here we are now, and I'm not going to speak because I think this has music. This is the showing you the holiday trees in the community. Well, thank you for joining us today. And I want to open it up for questions now. I do see that there is a question. Single bowl sinks in the bathrooms. Yes, that can be changed. Now, again, depending on what's available, there are places that do have double basins in the master bathroom. The two places that you have seen, the standard is a single basin, and most are single basins. Again, it depends on availability. Certainly when you decide on a place and move in, you can modify that and and have two basins as well in the master bathroom. And are there any other questions?
Yes, you mentioned that the monthly fee covers utilities and rent and all that sort of stuff, and as well as food. I thought there were different food plans, and if so, how much is the food plan, and does it go up by the same amount as the rent, et cetera? I'm
going to defer that question to Stephen.
Yeah, good question. We always have questions about food. So the way I would ask that too, food's important, right? So the way that the food works, and if this isn't clear, just we'll keep talking about it. So $450 per person is built into the monthly fee as a food allowance credit for each month. And so I like to think about it as a flexible spending account, if you will, of $900 per month per couple. Or if it's a single person, then $450. So you start the month with $450 and you just decline that balance throughout the month. Now with COVID, things are a little different. So outside of COVID, of course, we had 2 dining rooms, plus a market. So when COVID was not going on, residents, of course, could choose which restaurant they wanted to go to for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, very flexible. Residents would just decline that balance. Now you do want to make sure that you use your money or you lose it. It's use it or lose it. You can't carry it over. So right now during COVID, what we're doing is we're delivering up to 3 meals a day for residents, no charge for delivery. So we're delivering 3 meals a day. Pardon me. And then at night, one of our dining rooms, which is our Fireside Grill, is open for socially distanced dining. Mm-hmm. So it is important for us that residents are still able to socialize and eat those meals if they choose to go into the dining room. Judy, I'm going to pass it to you.
You need a little lozenger. He's not sick. I can assure you that he's fine. So with the meal plan also, the declining balance, $450 a person, $900 for a couple. You could spend that money for food and beverage. Just to recap, we do have a grocery program right now, a very robust grocery program. It's a 3-page list of groceries you can order Monday through Friday and have delivered that day. And all meals are delivered if you'd like them to be delivered, and you can choose either to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, or all 3 delivered. We also do sell alcoholic beverages, wine, and we deliver them as well to your apartment or villa. And again, it is a spend down amount. Happy to get to you those menus so that you can see what those costs are, as well as the grocery program menu or grocery program list as well. Any other questions? Let me see if there's any. I think I saw a comment maybe. We do have a full-time pastry chef. And in turn, we have a full-time exercise suite. So we have both the pastry chef, which leads us to exercise. We do have a salon on campus as well that is open, again, socially distanced. You need to wear a mask going into the salon. But I'll tell you, one of the first amenities that opened after the total shutdown for COVID was the salon. And boy, everybody was so happy to have that service available to them here in the community.
Mr. Hancock has a question. Mr. Bruce Hancock. He's muted.
Can you unmute him, Valerie?
Let's see.
Of everybody.
Oh, there. Wait, no, I hear.
No,
Okay, I hear
I'm
Mr.
there.
Hancock.
Yes. Are you? The question is: are we going to get a full copy of this discourse sent to us? Or
Absolutely. After this meeting, we have recorded this actual meeting, but we are also happy to send just the presentation that we went over as well as the videos. So you'll have the option of which you'd like to see.
The whole thing would be great.
Absolutely.
And then the cost breakdowns, I was making notes, and then someone said, we'll send that to you on the costs, et cetera. And the, I'm assuming you have a brochure of the rooms and their names and designations and everything.
So what we'll attach to the email, it's actually just, it's called the price sheet. And it's just a sheet that will show you the different types of floor plans and the entrance payment range that you can expect for a place that comes available within that category, and then the monthly fee. What I would do is I'd take that sheet and go to the website. And if you look under floor plans in the website and click that blue button, all the site plan will populate, and you could look at the different floor plans. Now, the reason why there's a range in entrance payment is based on its location. And if it's on a first, second, or third floor, key to know is that if you're on the second floor, your price is going to be lower than the first or the third floor in that particular tower. So there is a range, and we can't say that what will be coming available in that range would be available, but we're happy to go over any specific inventory that is available with you now on a separate call. But you will get the price sheet, go to the website, review those floor plans, and then we can, unpack a little bit more about what's available now.
Judy, what also might be helpful is we send the sheet with the service and amenities that are included in the monthly fee too. We've talked about a couple of them, but maybe it would be helpful for people to see what all is included in the monthly fee.
We can do that as well.
That's great.
So Valerie, attach the services and amenities sheet. So it'll just be in an attachment. If anybody some people are tactical. I like tactical. I have papers all over here. If you're someone who would prefer a brochure to be sent to you, just you can email us your address, and we'll send out a brochure that has all of this in paper form. And just you could even I don't know if you want to put it on the chat. I think you could do a private chat and give us your address, and then we'll be able to send out a brochure to you, because I like having paper for some reason.
That sounds good.
Yeah. It's comforting.
During normal times when there's no pandemic, do you ever deliver any meals to the apartments or villas? And if so, is there a fee?
Yeah, that's a good question. So of course, currently we're delivering outside of the pandemic. We also can deliver meals. If you're sick or under the weather, then you get no delivery fee charge. If you're not sick and you just want someone to bring it to you, then they would charge a $3 delivery charge for a meal. But right now, no one is getting a charge during the pandemic. No one's asked this question, but Judy might want us to mention again. Currently, if you want to come in and visit the community, we're pretty restrictive right now in how we're operating, visiting on site. But we do have our adult day center, which is called Winfield, which is just before you get into the, if you will, the campus. And we can sit down with you face to face, wearing masks, and answer questions that way if you're comfortable or if you want to do that. I know if you're not local, that's not really a good alternative to you. So we're doing a lot of Zoom presentations and video chats and things like that. So that's another option. And then when someone really gets to the point where they are ready to make this decision, they've really crossed and checked all the boxes, if you will. They just really want to select that residence. That's kind of their final step. We're still able at this point, as of today, things change, but as of today, we're still able to make that appointment with you and bring you into the community and see only 2 places at a time within a certain hour parameter within the community. Usually it's in the late afternoon time schedule. So we still can do that. It's just very restrictive in how we're able to come in. Gone are the days currently. Now they're coming back, and I think hopefully soon, but gone are the days when Judy, myself, and Steve can make an appointment with you, spend all day showing you places here in the community. I long for those days. It's funny how you miss the simplicity of things. I tell my wife, some of the things I took for granted were spending 4 and 5 hours with clients working in this community. I think it's coming back. Right now, we just don't have that, but we can do as much as we can with the technology that we have available, and also being able to use our day center, and then really honing in on what are the places that you want to see when you're ready to make that decision. And as a rule of thumb, when you're ready to make that decision, I would say you're within a 3 to 4 month window of getting ready to move into the community, maybe a 5-month window. So Judy may want to add something to that, but that's just my thoughts.
Good thoughts, Stephen. We actually do have a couple who moved in sight unseen. We did everything virtually. They never even saw the place. They moved here from North Carolina, and the first time she actually saw the community was the day that they moved in. So it is possible. If you're someone who has bought and sold several houses, it may be comfortable for you to do that. Many people it's not, but it does happen. With that, virtually, we can do quite a bit virtually, get you in here and really allow you to feel comfortable about what's here. Many of you have maybe already been to the community, maybe have some friends in the community and have experienced the different amenities. So that's always helpful when we counsel with you and sort through what your questions might be. But it's different now. I mean, we all can attest to that life is very different. But one thing is for sure is that this is the best senior living community that you're going to find. And let me tell you, I worked in 3 different states in this country. I'm familiar with a lot of communities, and there's nothing better than a life care community because of the comprehensive services that are there. And of course, you don't want to live anywhere else but Williamson County, Tennessee.
I've got 2 very disparate questions here that if you could, for planning purposes, financial planning purposes and all, do you all have any data from the industry on the average stay of residents in this type of living? And the other thing is, could somebody speak a little bit to the non-COVID world community activities? I've seen things like the Heritage Bus at the Symphony and things like that. And whether there are fees associated with that, what sort of amenities are provided in that, on that area?
I
Well,
can
let
take
me
that
address,
one.
you want to
Oh.
take that, Susan? Yeah, take the activity one.
Well, and I just realized it's not on there, but there's a video I'm going to post on Facebook this week that you really should take a look at. But right now we aren't able to do trips out, but in the non-COVID world, we do provide transportation to the Symphony. We still are doing our limousine service for doctor's appointments and things like that. Most of our independent residents have cars, but a lot with cars choose not to drive because we'll take them wherever they want to go. But for and most of the activities in non-COVID world are we do a lot of big group things, but also a lot of small group things. And they're things that are intellectually based. We have so many people here with advanced degrees and they want to be engaged, you know. So we have, they're just too many to mention, but the activity calendar is packed. And even in COVID, what they've tried to do is make as many of those activities virtual as possible. Although with the reopening of the community, we are able to do some small group socially distanced activities as well.
So in terms of the cost, the bus to the Symphony is free. You just, you know, when that returns, they usually did the classic and pop series. And then every now and then there is an additional show. So any scheduled activity outside the community, non-COVID times, transportation is included. In terms of the limousine service that Susan referenced to, all of your medical appointments, even now during COVID, we have car service to drive you there and pick you up and bring you back to the community. That is included. So it is one driver per car, one person per car, unless you're a couple. And it's scheduled in. We need a 3-day timeline to schedule that in. But you would be able to be dropped off at your physician's curbside. You call when you need to be picked up. They'll come and pick you up and bring you back. COVID has created unique dynamics. Folks here can come and go. The people that live here can come and go as they wish, get in their car, pop in their car, go and come back. They get their temperature taken. But right now, there's no visitors in the community, not even family members. So that always presents a unique challenge for folks as they're aging. You know, they want to spend time with their family, but a family member can come and pick up a resident and take them out of the community and bring them back. But that family member just can't exit their vehicle. You know, they can pick up at the front entrance, or if it's a villa, at your front door, and have a, go to an event or whatever it is.
FaceTime video.
So unique situations, but once this whole COVID thing is over, transportation services are free for all scheduled events, as well as physician's appointments, which we're doing that even during COVID time.
I have a question.
It's his own one.
You mentioned earlier things to help a person stay independent when they are living independently in an apartment or villa. If you have a temporary injury like a knee replacement or something, and you're living, what gets stepped up in terms of services just for a temporary time, or if there's only one of you left and years out from now you need help to stay in your apartment and prefer that to assisted living?
Good question. So we have senior helpers on campus and here, who actually is staffed on campus, and they provide private duty services within the setting of your apartment or your villa. Our healthcare navigator, Kathy Jokey, would get you in contact with them. That is private pay, and it's based on the services you receive. But since they are here on campus, Monday through Friday services during business hours, there's no 4-hour minimum. If you're familiar with home health services, there's always a 4-hour minimum, and on the evenings and weekends there is. But during the day, Monday through Friday, you can do 15-minute increments of care, which is very appealing and financially, and also allows you to remain independent longer. So we do have that service available to you. Now, you're not limited to use senior helpers. You can always have an outside agency come in and provide private duty care for you. However, they need to abide by our personal care provider policy. So there's certain criteria they need to abide by in order to provide that service here in the community. As far as nursing services, rehab services and such, we have a rehab company on campus. And if you have a prescription for those services, nursing services, rehab services, to come into your apartment or villa, again, our healthcare navigator helps get those services in place for you. They would bill your insurance company. You would be responsible for any copay or co-insurance based on your insurance policy, but that service is here as well. And again, you have a healthcare navigator to help you navigate through all of that.
This is a completely different question, but what about housekeeping?
That's included.
Okay.
So once a week, housekeeping is included, and the housekeeper changes out your bed linens and towels and launders them for you. So housekeeper, once a week, housekeeping is included.
So they launder the larger items for you?
Yes, all flat linens.
Mhm, mhm.
I'm reading some notes here. I see, let's see. Steve Havis said, it's better to be 5 years too early than be 5 minutes too late to move to the Heritage or to any senior living community. Well, are there any other questions? Well, we have a great interactive group. It's been really a pleasure to spend time with you, although it's so different than, being right here in front of you. I hope that you were able to, those that did receive the mug were able to, put your cup of coffee, your little Starbucks type case or whatever type of coffee you had, and enjoy a cup of coffee with us. If you didn't receive a cup, please let us know and we'll send one out to you. We sent them out last week, and many of you did RSVP after that time. Again, want to encourage you to set up a virtual tour with us so we could walk you around the community with our iPhone or Android phone and show you the specifics like the closets and maybe a place or two that has double basins in the master bathroom. And also to get the rest of those questions answered that you might have, and especially those ones about your financial circumstance. We're happy to sort through that with you. We do have a very good and amazing financial director, and he also helps us sort through those questions that you might have as well. Again, I want to thank you for participating with us and joining us for our COVID Showcase of Homes. I wish you to have a wonderful, healthy, safe, and fun holiday season. Again, thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Bye.